16-1 with that Cleveland win over Boston last night in Cleveland. And earlier tonight here on TNT, the Ginobili try to go to the step back. Good play by Stojakovic at the defensive end. Here's Duncan. Kind of rooting for New Orleans to hit a shot so we can sit down, and West does just that. All right, everybody. Thursday night in San Antonio, and that's the message he's trying to get across to his team. Spurs have won the last 11 straight playoff games at home. Ginobili from downtown.
Well, when you're going to double down Tim Duncan, that's going to leave avenues and shooters open. Tim does a good job of splitting the double team. That was a bad double team. Ginobili with the three.
West, who did not shoot well the other night. Antonio at 51%. They led by as many as 27. They won by 20. Duncan looking to bank it on the hook.
Well, excellent job there by Chandler by not coming down, fouling, going straight up with Tim Duncan.
West with the fake. Here's Peterson for three. The other night did a good job against West. Duncan. West tipping it to Paul. Paul gets into the lane, and he is fouled. Now Duncan played by Chandler with help. Parker had it knocked aside.
Calling for a travel here.
Oh, it's a foul. Ginobili fouled on the act of attempting a three.
Got to keep him out of the middle.
West. Well, he's had the touch here in the early going. This is game 5 of the best of 7 series, even at 2. Bowen. Yes, he drills it from two-point range.
A rare two-point shot for Bruce Bowen, who's notoriously known for knocking down the long three-point shots in the corner.
Remember, the Hornets so effective here at home. They've won 17 of their last 18 in New Orleans. West again. The one loss in that home stretch.
A great work ethic from a terrific young player that can be appreciated from those of all generations.
All right, thank you, Craig. Did you do this every game?
Every game, and I somewhat adopted mine from Larry Bird, watching tape of him and how he arrived before games when I was in college watching the Celtics. And I just like to get there early and smell the gym. And another thing that kind of messed me up, I didn't like when players were out there, because when they were shooting, they would hit your ball and that would throw your rhythm off. So that was another reason why I came early.
Game 4. Overall, the Hornets had only 12 assists. Here's Bowen open for three.
We talked about that is his favorite shot.
San Antonio by 3 with just under 3 to go in this opening quarter. Now West played by Thomas. Blocked by Thomas. Paul trying to pick up a charge. Here's Parker all the way. It counts, and the foul. What a move by Parker.
Concentration it takes right here. Gets the outlet pass, takes a hit from Chris Paul, gets down the middle. Melvin Eli coming from behind, trying to grab the ball. Parker with the and one.
West gets the step. David West off the fake, beating Thomas.
Can't settle.
Eli trying to pick up the foul on Parker. Thomas. Rebounded by Stojakovic. Here's Paul. Looked like he wanted to go the lane, but Thomas in his path. West. Great body control by David West. Oh, and Alberto took a shot.
Right here, the shot gets in there by David West. And then there's a tangle.
Spurs up 21-17. Marv Albert, Reggie Miller, and Craig Sager were in New Orleans. Game 5 of the best of 7. Here's West. He's on fire.
Yes, he is.
Parker Parker draws the double. Michael Finley, who just came on. Shot clock down to 2. Finley has to force it and hits. Goes glass. Spurs just 9 for 24.
Popovich tightening his bench rotation. Tony Parker goes out. Ginobili moves to the point guard position.
Duncan was fouled. Will it count? Joe Crawford looking for help from Joe Forte, who says yes.
Going to come down and double team Tim Duncan. You've got to get there quick. And Wright gets there slow, but Eli cannot let him get into the middle there.
Ginobili around Wright and is fouled.
It's with Tim Duncan shooting 1 for 7 and struggling. You think he would take it in a Game 5 situation?
Here's West getting inside. 16 points for David West. He has been unstoppable. Hornets going with Chris Paul. On the bench, Tony Parker about to check back in, as will Paul in a moment. Duncan, yes, so he's hit his last 2 shots. 1 on the shot clock. Finley with a rainbow. Rebounded by West. And here's Paul, blocked from behind by Duncan, and the question is, who touched it last? Spurs felt that Paul, New Orleans ball.
Oh, look at Chris Paul trying to put pressure on Tony Parker, and from behind, Tim Duncan gets his hand on the ball for the block.
Well, a friendly rim for Stojakovic. That's his first. Here comes Peterson on the double. Ginobili for 3. Rebounded by Chandler. And these are hard double teams we're seeing
Yes,
here.
they are.
Paul. Yes, and it counts.
Continue to attack the basket. He gets by Tony Parker. Thomas comes over late. He uses the control going to the line. Spurs up by 3.
Around the arena, Charles Barkley's good friend Dwayne Wade is here, as is Steve Francis of the Houston Rockets. Recording artist Bow Wow. A favorite of our crew, Wendell Pierce of HBO's The Wire. And actor Isaiah Washington, formerly of Grey's Anatomy, regular at Udoka, who shot the ball well the last couple of games, hits the 3. How about San Antonio from beyond that 3-point line? Duncan, but played by Parker. Chandler jumping out. Here's Ginobili from 3. Yes.
They have it. The Spurs have it.
Paul setting things up. Chandler setting the screen. Stojakovic, who finally was able. That's the first miss for Bowen. Hit his previous 4 shots. West. Yes. 20 points. 9 of 11 from the field for David West, and the Hornets are within 2. Horry setting the screen. Parker, oh, what a move.
Zone.
Hornets have not lost a playoff game here in New Orleans since back in 2003. That will count on the foul. The foul committed by Peterson.
Pass by Horry. You see the back cut by Ginobili. Peterson just a second late.
Shooting for 20 points. Chris Paul just 1 of 6, but he does have 8 assists. West down low, working on Horry. Finding Peterson for 3. Yes.
Yeah, this 3-point shooting. Spurs 6 of 9 now. The Hornets 2 of 5. Paul comes up with the steal.
And Paul is fouled by Horry with a minute left, first half. Another San Antonio turnover leading to this. Peterson cannot hit. West does. The game is tied. Good point. David West, 10 of 14, 22 points. The high man of the game. Chris Paul just 1 of 6 from the field. Does have 8 assists. Here is West opening up the second half. Now the Hornets trailed at halftime in games 1 and 2 here. in New Orleans, yet they won those games by 19 and 18, coming up with huge third quarters, outscoring San Antonio by an average of 31-12. Tonight's game 5 is a game 7. If they lose tonight, they face possible elimination Thursday night back in San Antonio. Here's Paul with the runner. They're up 13-11. Alberto. Duncan with the follow.
And they're wondering where's the over the.
San Antonio back to a 1-point lead. West slapped away and fouled. Thank you, Rick. Hornets up 52-51. Knocked away from Duncan. You see Stojakovic was not allowed the shot. He thought he had the space for a moment, but Bowen was able to recover. Paul shoots for 3. Yes. The Hornets have taken a 55-51 lead. Nice move by Duncan, and then rechecked it by Chandler. Paul, oh, what a move! Could not finish. Paul saves it to Chandler. Stojakovic for 3. Ginobili with the rebound, stolen. Paul with the steal. And now West is fouled. Mitch telling us earlier he wants the Spurs to continue to have the appropriate fear of the Hornets. Looked like they were about to pull away, but the Hornets have come right back, and they've been led. Here's Paul on the double. Once again, a San Antonio turnover.
Well, that was a bad decision by Tony Parker. He had Bruce Bowen wide open in that short corner.
Paul got the step and was pushed by Bowen.
In this series, now you bring in and spread the floor a player like Robert Horry.
Here's Paul with the alley-oop. That's the first successful lob between Paul and Chandler. The Hornets, they've outscored the Spurs 17-4.
And it's Robert Horry who just checked in, probably missed an assignment right there. Chris Paul gets into the lane.
West played by Horry. Peterson, yes, from downtown. And Parker gives it to Ginobili, shoots a long 3 and hits at the shot clock buzzer. Spurs have been over the limit for most of this third quarter. Nice pass. Udoka rejected by West. That's his third block shot.
Nice weak side help by David West. He was guarding Tim Duncan. He saw that Udoka had a wide open layup and came over.
Good ball movement by the Hornets. Peterson, yes! Oh, Peterson, 14-point lead for the Hornets. West, Chandler missed the tip, rebounded by Duncan. The long outlet handled by Parker. He's on the move, and he scores. Spurs and ABC continues its coverage Sunday, May 18th. Ball met on a switch by Duncan. West with the shot clock running down. That will count on a foul. There are all kinds of
credit to Morris Peterson as well. Hit 2 big threes for the Hornets too.
Ginobili forced into a difficult shot. Paul and Peterson are at the guards. Here's Paul getting it to Chandler. That started out looking as if.
And you see the smaller lineup out here for the Spurs. Finley's going to have to guard David West or Tyson Chandler. Offensive capabilities for the Hornets.
That's a new playoff career high. Udoka for 3. Their big man is Fabricio Oberto. Oberto is on West.
If I'm Tyson Chandler, I'm going to the offensive glass every single time.
Here's West. He has been unstoppable.
How is his back? Right here, he does a nice move on Oberto. But look afterwards, you see the little grimace. he's loose and he's out there, so it's still pretty warmed up. That's why he still continues to play.
Stojakovic having such difficulty unleashing shots. Here's Ginobili going around West and score. Pargo for three. Shade over 4 minutes gone by in the fourth. Barry on the drive. That will count. And the foul. So Brent Barry. Tim Duncan with 20 rebounds. Parker off the penetration was rejected. Back comes Paul. Nice ball movement. Stojakovic with his first clear look in 2 games hits the three.
And where does it come from?
How about the Hornets with 21 assists and only 5 turnovers? Parker under pressure remaining in the fourth quarter. The Hornets looking to go up 3-2 in this series. West, oh, what a shot. West, who is hobbling back up court, able to go to the reverse on Duncan. He has 36 points. Duncan rejected by West. That's 5 block shots for David West. Pargo right back. The Hornets up by 15. David West, 36 points, 14 rebounds. He is having a career night. 14 rebounds, a playoff career high. Duncan right back with a slam for the Hornets for points scored in a playoff game. This goes back to their days in Charlotte. Pargo, rebound Duncan. Glenn Rice put up 39 for Charlotte against the Knicks back in April of '97. Beautiful move by Parker. He thought he was fouled.
The latest word with a bruised left foot. Marv.
All right, thank you, Craig. Foul on Gennaro Pargo. Here's Udoka for 3. Ime Udoka.
With David West guarding him, so they're going to get a lot of wide open looks, the Spurs are.
Shot clock down to 5. Here's Paul on the penetration. 3-2 lead on the defending NBA champions. Here's Paul with 1 on the shot clock.
And David West is doing a little bit of everything right there. Shot.
Damon Stoudemire has come on for the first time. Loops the pass to Alberto. Try to get it to Duncan. Well, Greg Popovich has emptied his bench. Here's Jacques Vaughn. Here's Damon Stoudemire. Brent Barry, Ime Udoka, and Fabricio Alberto remain on the floor. West, yes.
Why not?
Making changes. Armstrong is back. Ryan Bowen appears for the first time. Julian Wright played briefly earlier. Back on the floor. Here's Pargo for 3. Off balance from downtown. Gennaro Pargo with 8 points. Put it away. And they will take a 3-2 lead. Mike James from downtown. And in the conference semifinal series, the home team with this victory here by New Orleans has won 17 of 18. The Detroit win earlier over Orlando, a Rapid in 5. And the win here by the Hornets, who will knock off the defending NBA champion Spurs, who now will have the pressure on back home